So Bernard Hopkins defeats Beibut Shumenov on a 12-round split decision. It shouldn't have been a split decision. Should have been a unanimous decision. The alien becomes the oldest man ever to unify 2 world titles. The performance was impressive from Bernard Hopkins. He even scored a knockdown in the 11th round of Beibut Shumenov. And Shumenov was hurt. It wasn't no flash knockdown. Shumenov was hurt. Hopkins elected not to go for the finish. He let Shumenov off the hook, but he had the fight in the bag anyway. For a 49-year-old man, there was no reason to take any risks. So he continued doing what he was doing. And really and truly, there's no way that fight should have been a split decision. I don't know what they were trying to pull, those judges, but they clearly didn't want to see B-Hop fulfill his next goal. So, you know, it is what it is. After the fight, B-Hop called out Adonis Stevenson. He said, let's get it together. Let's make it happen. That's going to be another interesting fight. And if Hopkins manages to unify the light heavyweight division, in my opinion, you got to start talking about this guy as possibly the greatest fighter of all time. Yeah, he's had his ups and downs, but to achieve what he's achieved, especially at the age that he's at now, if he manages to go on and beat Stevenson, and then, I mean, who knows? Maybe even in the future fight Kovalev, who knows? Incredible, incredible. But by the sound of what he said in the post-fight interview, it's more likely he'll fight Stevenson than possibly retire. Who knows? Kovalev is on a different network. It might take a longer while to get that fight made. So who knows if that fight can actually happen in the short term. Showtime and HBO fighters can fight each other. I've done a video about this. They can fight each other. They do fight each other, and they will fight each other in the future. But with a guy as big as B-Hop is, and someone who's up and coming, and also a star on HBO like Kovalev, I wonder whether HBO would even want Kovalev to fight Bernard Hopkins at this stage. I wonder, because Kovalev is one of their biggest ticket sellers. Now, they might have confidence that Kovalev could beat Hopkins. A lot of people might. But at the end of the day, do they want to take a risk of having one of their top stars beaten by a 50-year-old man? Anyway, the next fight for Hopkins is likely to be Stevenson, so we'll see how he does there. But this was another great performance, and his performances are getting more and more entertaining, people. His last fight against Karo Murat was an entertaining fight. By B-Hop standards anyway. He was letting his hands go. He was throwing combinations. He was landing that counter right hand at will, and that's the one that eventually dropped Shumenov in the 11th. And he looked good, man. Can't say nothing about Hopkins, man. He looked good. And he's definitely an inspiration for younger fighters, man. Keeps himself in shape and does his thing. So drop your comments below. Let me know how you felt about Hopkins' performance. This is Hat Man. I'm out.